For years, Siplast has endorsed cold adhesive as an excellent application method for SBS-modified bitumen roofing materials. In fact, cold adhesive is proven to be a significant performance-enhancing element of modified bitumen roofing systems when compared to hot asphalt systems. But like any other method of installing roofing membranes, a cold adhesive system will only be as good as the quality of the application. So it is vital to have a thorough understanding of cold adhesive application basics. In this video, we'll present practical guidelines for working with cold adhesive. We will also review 3 methods of adhesive application and 2 techniques for installing the roof membrane. Job conditions such as number of projections, smoothness of the substrate, and wind conditions will determine which application method and installation techniques are best suited for your project. Choosing the right method will allow you to improve productivity over hot asphalt. A notched squeegee is generally the best option on job sites crowded with numerous penetrations. The Siplast PA725 squeegee is designed to regulate distribution of the proper amount of adhesive to the roof. However, PA311 application rates may need to be adjusted when working over highly absorbent substrates to compensate for the porosity of such surfaces, ensuring that the recommended minimum coating thickness of 24 mils will be achieved. Priming the surface of absorbent substrates using PA1125 primer may reduce the application rate of PA311 in certain constructions. Pour a pool of adhesive in front of the roll and spread it to the proper thickness using the squeegee. Be sure to create a path of adhesive wide enough to match the entire width of the roll, leaving no voids. The Siplast squeegee will create an obvious groove pattern in the adhesive. If the grooves are not obvious, the squeegee blade should be replaced. Spray application is an efficient method of applying cold adhesive, but it does require some extra safety considerations. Proper clothing and safety goggles should be worn to offer protection from the high-pressure spray. Siplast recommends consulting safety information available from industry groups and spray equipment manufacturers. When using spray equipment, it's important to check the wet film thickness regularly with a wet film thickness gauge. Work with the spray gun using a smooth, steady motion to apply a consistent layer of adhesive. When spraying, take care not to create pools of adhesive. Avoid adhesive overspray onto the granular surface of the Paradien 30. A slop sheet like the one shown here works well to keep the surface of the adjoining finished sheets clean. The slop sheet can easily be pulled along with the progress of the spray application. The Siplast Paraflow PA311 adhesive spreader is a unique piece of application equipment designed to increase production efficiencies on the job site. The adhesive spreader provides a faster means of application than the PA725 squeegee and more precise control of adhesive distribution. And because the spreader applies a path of adhesive in the exact width of the Siplast membrane materials, finished jobs are neater. The adhesive spreader is an application device that is used in conjunction with a pressurized delivery system, a pump and hose, to deliver PA311 through an extrusion bar network into a distribution box. From the distribution box, the adhesive is spread evenly over the surface of the substrate using a notched squeegee attached to the box. To apply adhesive with the spreader, slowly open the main valve and adjust the 3 flow valves of the spreader to obtain the desired rate of adhesive flow into the distribution box. Allow a moderate pool of adhesive to accumulate in the distribution box. Lift the spreader so that the wheels are off the ground and the weight of the spreader is on the squeegee. Using the side of the distribution box as a guide to maintain alignment, walk backwards, moving the spreader a quick pace. Notice that the spreader's wheels are not used while applying adhesive. Paradiene-20 and Paradiene-30 roof membranes should be rolled into PA311 adhesive while it is still wet, before it skins over. A small, even bead of bleed-out adhesive should be visible along the side laps. Using a follow tool, such as this aluminum rake, apply pressure to the sheet to ensure that full contact is made with the substrate and embedment in the adhesive is complete. Placing the roof membrane into the adhesive is an alternative to rolling it into the adhesive. This technique is commonly referred to as flying in the membrane. To use this technique, the material should be cut into thirds, stacked, and allowed to relax for approximately 15 minutes prior to application. The pre-cut pieces are then installed by flying in or placing the flat, relaxed sheets into the adhesive while the adhesive is still wet, rather than rolling them into position. As with rolling in the membrane, using a follow tool is important to apply pressure to the sheet and ensure complete embedment in the adhesive. Flying the sheets in is an efficient technique that's appropriate in both warm and cool weather. Crews skilled in this technique find it to be faster than traditional rolling. Flopping the sheets, a similar application technique, is popular in some parts of the United States and is equally effective. When creating an end lap, begin by either rolling the dry end of the sheet around a mandrel or folding it back. The empty core from the roll works well as a mandrel. Use a thicker coating of adhesive at the end lap, approximately twice the rate used on the field of the sheet. Place the sheet into the adhesive and cut a dog-ear angle cut on the overlapping selvage edge. The dog-ear will allow for better adhesion within the T-joint. Extra granules should be pressed into the adhesive while it is still wet. Under certain job conditions, it may be preferable to torch or heat weld the laps of the newly applied material. It's most important to remember that solvent-based cold adhesive has a setup time, which is often referred to as curing time. During this time, the roofing sheets are in a softened state. It is difficult to give a precise answer regarding the time needed for complete cure because factors such as ambient temperature, wind, humidity, number of plies, and quantity of adhesive all affect the evaporation rate of the solvent. Remember that using too much adhesive can exaggerate the softness of the sheets. More adhesive is not better. Monitor adhesive usage and stay within usage rate guidelines. Following these general guidelines for working with cold adhesive will help ensure a clean, finished job. During the curing period, sheets are more susceptible to surface damage, so jobs should be staged in such a way that crews can stay off the finished work as much as possible. Consider applying both the Paradiene-20 base ply and Paradiene-30 finish ply on the same day. If it is impossible to avoid working over finished sheets, schedule work in the morning when temperatures are cooler. Set up warning lines to alert other trades to finished work and reduce foot traffic in those areas. The use of talc or release liner on work boots can help minimize marring of the membrane surface. Whenever practical, install flashing membranes in the early morning hours when surface temperatures are cooler. When applying base flashing, work over a piece of protective material, such as insulation board, to prevent damage to the membrane surface. Regardless of ambient conditions, solvent flash-off time can be reduced by warming the adhesive. Warm temperatures and thermal loading from direct sunlight exaggerate the softening of the sheets that occurs during adhesive curing. Extra care should be taken to follow these guidelines in warm weather conditions. While cold adhesive is a practical application method in most situations, temperature does impact the usability of the material. Siplast PA311 should not be used in temperature conditions that do not permit the adhesive temperature to be maintained at a level that ensures smooth and even application. For optimum results, PA311 adhesive must be at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the point of application. To accomplish this, PA311 adhesive should be stored in a warm place until application. This can be accomplished in several ways: by keeping the material indoors, storing it in a heated trailer, or by creating insulated storage areas on the job site. In cool weather, rolls of roofing material should also be stored in a warm place until application. Equipment outfitted with a warming element should be used to warm the PA311 and maintain its temperature in cool weather conditions. This self-contained hydraulic pump is one example of such equipment. Adhesive passes through an oil-heated chamber as it is pumped onto the roof, and the pump can be used to circulate adhesive back into the drum for warming. Band heaters, like those seen here, may be used to maintain adhesive temperature. Specially designed bulk preheaters and inline heaters are also available for heating adhesive. Always exercise caution when heating materials and never leave them unattended. Properly specified and applied, modified bitumen roofing systems installed using cold adhesive will provide many years of outstanding performance. This video provides an overview of basic cold adhesive application techniques as they apply to Siplast SBS-modified bitumen materials. If you have any questions regarding Siplast products and their application, please contact your Siplast representative.